Yes, actually, I'm from France.
I went to the Philippines, Manila.
I studied abroad in Florence, Italy, but I've also traveled to places like London, Spain, a lot of places in Europe.
Yeah, actually, I am abroad right now.
Where are you from?
India?
My name is Greg Grassi. I work here in the International Center at USD. I've spent a lot of time in both Spain, Italy, Mexico, Ecuador, Japan, most time in Mexico.
They didn't want to be too intimidating, so eye contact wasn't really encouraged. They actually, whenever they spoke to you, they met eyes and they kind of looked away when they talked to you, kind of like this.
Well, I would say in Italy in particular, it was a lot more relaxed. I would say most of Europe was a lot more relaxed. They take, siestas, and they will eat for 5 hours, and you'll really get to know the owners of the restaurant, or, if it's a business, they'll really take the time to get to know the people. They're a lot more personable and a lot more relaxed. I think they definitely work to live instead of live to work, which is the way we do it here in America.
A big difference in Mexico, for example, in business interactions is the importance of relationships. Mm-hmm. And when you start talking about business and time, I think in the U.S. there's this sense of time is money. Mm-hmm. Let's get down to the meeting. We have a meeting at 12, start at 12. Let's get right to it. Let's get out of here. We're all busy. We've got a lot to do. That kind of approach would be very unsuccessful and would be considered very rude, usually in Mexico, for example.
They got to understand that the income is low there and here it's higher. So they got to understand that. They got to understand that age group, what kind of audience they're trying to target, the luxury sector, the middle class, the lower class. So all these factors should be in place before they even start off investing in India.
I would probably recommend them to show interest by adapting their resume, for instance, like the French manner of writing out a resume. For instance, including a picture, their birthday, and things like that you don't do here.
I would say do the research and talk to people, if you can, that are nationals of that country, because they may alert you to some things that are very obvious and simple things that a lot of times I think, as an American going abroad, other countries will understand that you don't necessarily understand all the rules. But if you can demonstrate that you know some of the rules going in, it can be viewed as a big sign of respect, and it shows that you've done your research. So, something as simple as in most parts of Asia, when you're handing a business card to hand with both hands, as opposed to one hand. That's something that, someone's probably not going to think it's disrespectful if you only hand it with one hand, knowing that you're not from that culture. But doing that will show that you've sort of become familiar with what the rules are.